root of a square plus b square plus 2ab opposite angle sin opposite angle r square is equal to pi r whole square. Hi friends, welcome to my channel Doctor's Physics. In this video we are going to study about the resultant of two vectors and the angle between the two vectors, and last we will solve few problems in these concepts. Okay, we will start the class. Okay, now here the angle and resultant of two vectors. Okay, now see here. Now assume this is a bar and now this is b bar. This is a bar and this is b bar. They are two vectors and the angle between the two vectors is some angle theta. Now what is resultant of a bar and b bar? The resultant is simply the vector addition of the two vectors. That is r bar is the resultant of a bar and b bar. Resultant is simply the vector addition. That is a bar plus b bar. Now what is the direction of r bar? The direction of r bar will be somewhere here. This is r bar. This is r bar. Where r bar is nothing but a bar plus b bar. Okay, well and good. Now this r bar, where r bar is the resultant, is making some angle alpha with the a bar, and this r bar resultant is making some angle beta with the b bar. Okay, now I have to find the angle alpha, I have to find the angle beta, and I have to find the r bar, and I have to find the magnitude of r bar. Now I am going to find everything now here. And now I am moving this b bar from here to here. I can shift the b bar. I can shift the vectors parallel to itself. The vector won't change because they are free vectors. If I am shifting the b bar from here to here, now see I am shifting the b bar. Now this is b bar. I am shifted the b bar from here to here. Now if the angle between the a bar and the b bar is theta, now what is the angle here? What is the angle here? This is also angle theta. Okay, well and good. Now I am resolving the b bar along angle side. What is the angle? What is the vector along the angle side? It is nothing but the component. What is the component of b bar along the angle side? There is nothing but this is how much? B cos theta. Any vector, this is b bar, and along angle side, this is angle theta. Along angle side is b cos theta, and along other side is b sin theta. If along angle side I am resolving, I got as this one, this length as b cos theta, and other side I got b sin theta. There is nothing but this one, b sin theta is nothing but this one. Therefore this is b sin theta. I think it's clear. Now see here. In this triangle, now same, what is tan alpha? Tan alpha is nothing but in this triangle. What is tan alpha? Tan alpha is perpendicular by base. What is perpendicular? That is b sin theta by what is the base? Base is nothing but b cos theta plus what is this? From here to here, there is nothing but a. I think this is clear. Therefore, the angle made, what is alpha? Alpha is the angle made by the resultant with the a bar. The angle made by the resultant with a bar is nothing but b sin theta by b cos theta plus a. If they told to find beta, not just opposite it. The angle made by the resultant with the b bar is tan beta. How much? Just opposite. That is a sin theta by a cos theta plus b. And alpha is angle made by the resultant with the x a bar, or beta is angle made by the resultant with the b bar. Now see that. Just reverse to it. This is nothing but beta. Okay, well and good. Now see. What is this length? What is this length? There is nothing but r, modulus of r. Now what is this length? This length is nothing but a plus b cos theta. What is this length? B sin theta. Now what is the in this triangle? Now what is r? R is nothing but the hypotenuse. Therefore hypotenuse square is equal to b sin theta whole square plus this. What is this length? A plus b cos theta whole square. Can you guys accept that? This is a triangle. In this triangle, this is r. This is how much? This is b sin theta. And what is this? This is nothing but a plus b cos theta. A plus b cos theta. Therefore, r square is equal to b sin theta whole square plus a plus b cos theta whole square by Pythagoras theorem. Therefore, r square plus b square, r square is equal to b square sin square theta plus a plus b whole square formula. Therefore, a square plus b square cos square theta plus 2ab cos theta. Now, in this I am taking b square common. If I take b square common, what I will get? Sin square plus cos square plus a square plus 2ab cos theta. Sin square plus cos square, that is nothing but 1. Therefore, what is r square? R square is equal to b square plus a square plus 2ab cos theta. Therefore, what is the resultant? The resultant of a bar and b bar is how much? The resultant of a bar and b bar is mod r is equal to root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. I got the angle made by the resultant with the a bar, I got the angle made by the resultant with the b bar, and I got the magnitude of the resultant. I think this is clear. Okay. Okay, now see here. A bar and b bar, and the angle between them is theta. Now r bar is the resultant of two vectors, that is a bar plus b bar. Now what is the angle made by the, this is r bar, this is a bar, and this is b bar. What is the angle made with the r bar with a bar? That is alpha. Same firstly, tan alpha is equal to, if I want to find the angle made by the r bar with a bar, I have to take first b. Therefore, b sin theta by b cos theta plus a. Now, the angle made by the resultant with b bar is beta. Therefore, tan beta is, if I want to find the angle with the b bar, then I have to take a first. Therefore, a sin theta by a cos theta plus b. Now, what is the magnitude of r? The magnitude of r is nothing but root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Okay, now if they told to find r bar is equal to a bar minus b bar. They told that r bar is equal to a bar minus b bar. Then what I can do? Now the same thing I will use, but only few small changes are there. Now see here. What is tan alpha? This is a bar and actually this is b bar. But they told minus b bar, that means I am reversing this direction. Therefore, this is a minus b bar. The resultant will be somewhere here. This is the resultant. The angle made by the resultant with b bar is alpha. Okay, a bar is alpha and this is beta. There is a lot of difference between this one and this one. Here the angle is theta. Here the angle between a bar and b bar is theta. But here the angle between a bar and b bar is not theta. It is, how much it is? It is 180 minus theta. That is the difference. Here the angle between the a bar and b bar is theta, but the angle between the a bar and minus b bar is, I told you, in the multiplication of vectors with a real number, if I multiply with a negative number, then the angle will become 180 minus theta. Therefore, this angle is how much? The angle between the a bar and minus b bar is how much? 180 minus theta. Now keep it here. What is tan alpha? Tan alpha is equal to b sin 180 minus theta by b cos 180 minus theta plus a. Now what is tan beta? A sin 180 minus theta by a cos 180 minus theta plus a. Sorry, plus b. Now what is the resultant? Mod r is equal to root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos, in place of cos theta I am writing as 180 minus theta. 180 minus theta. Now see here, sin 180 minus first quadrant, second quadrant, third, fourth. 180 minus theta means somewhere it will come in the second quadrant. In second quadrant, sin value is positive. Therefore, I can write this one as, in place of b sin 180 minus theta, I can write simply as sin theta. And cos 180 minus theta, I can write as cos 180 minus, in this second quadrant, cos value is negative. Therefore, I can write as cos theta but minus. Now here also, positive I can write sin 180 minus theta as theta, but cos I have to write cos 180 minus theta means nothing but minus cos theta. Now here cos 180 minus theta is nothing but minus cos theta. Therefore, I can write this one as cos theta, but here it will become minus. Can you see the difference? If r bar is a bar plus b bar, then the resultant b sin theta plus b cos theta by a plus a, and tan theta is a sin theta by a cos theta plus b, but resultant root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. But if this is the condition, if r bar is a bar minus b bar, then resultant is root of a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta. Here minus will come, here plus will come. Here minus, here also minus. I think these are clear. Okay, now we will solve few problems. Okay, now see. They gave two vectors a bar and b bar. They gave me two vectors a bar and b bar. They told to find the maximum resultant. When the resultant will be maximum, the resultant will be maximum root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. When the resultant will be maximum, think the resultant will be maximum if theta is equal to 0 degrees. That means if both the vectors are collinear, parallel and collinear, then the resultant will be simply a bar plus b bar. That means like this, r bar. The resultant will be maximum if both are collinear and as well as same direction. That means the angle between them is 0 degrees. That means when they are parallel vectors, then the resultant is maximum. What is resultant maximum? The resultant maximum is how much? If cos 0 is how much? Cos 0 is 1. Therefore, a square plus b square plus 2ab is nothing but a plus b whole square. A plus b whole square is nothing but a plus b whole square under root is nothing but a plus b. The resultant, maximum resultant is simply the sum of them, that is a by a plus b. That means when the angle is 0 degrees. Okay. When the resultant will be minimum, when this will be minimum, when this will be minimum, when this is minus. When this will become minus, then it becomes, when theta is 180 degrees. When it is 180 degrees, what will come? A square plus b square minus 2ab. That means a minus b whole square formula. A minus b whole square under root is a minus b. Therefore, the resultant minimum is always a minus b. That means when both are anti-parallel, that means when the angle is 180 degrees, then I will get the minimum resultant. That means a minus b. Maximum I will get a plus b. Please always remember, the maximum resultant is when both the vectors are in same direction. It means parallel, and the minimum resultant you will get as when both are in anti-parallel, means 180 degrees. Therefore, a minus b. Okay. What will be the angle remaining? It may be 0 to 180. Whatever be the angle, always that value will rise between maximum to minimum. If the angle is theta is equal to 120 degrees, you will get some value r. This r lies between r minimum and to r maximum. This r lies when the theta is 120 degrees, the angle between the two vectors is 120, then they will get some resultant r. That has to lies between r maximum to r minimum. R maximum is a plus b, r minimum is a minus b. The resultant what you will get, it has to be between them. Okay. Okay, now we'll solve one small problem. See here. The maximum resultant of two vectors is 20, and the minimum resultant of two vectors is 5. Now they told to find the individual vectors. Find individual vectors. Now can you see what is maximum resultant? That is when both the vectors are adding, there is a plus b. Now when it will be minimum, when both are anti-parallel, that means a minus b. Therefore divide them. What you will get? R maximum by R minimum is equal to a plus b by a minus b. Now I can solve directly. What is R maximum? They gave us 20. 20 is equal to a plus b. Well and good. What is the minimum? That is 5 is equal to a minus b. Cancelled off. Therefore 25 is equal to 2a. Therefore a is equal to 12.5. Now what is b? What is the b? B is nothing but keep this 12.5 in this. What you will get? You will get as 7.5. Okay, I got a vector and b vector. Both may be in same direction. Therefore a bar is equal to 12.5 I cap and b bar is equal to 7.5 I cap. Both should be in same direction. Okay, well and good. Now, if they want to find the ratio of a by b, how can I find the ratio of a by b? Now see, I am subtracting. I am taking a common. R maximum here I am taking a common. 1 plus b by a. Here also a into 1 minus b by a. A cancelled off. A cancelled off. Now cross multiply. R maximum 1 minus b by a into R minimum 1 plus b by a. Therefore R maximum minus R maximum into b by a is equal to R minimum plus R minimum into b by a. Now take b by a common. Send this on that side. What will you get? If I send this on that side, what will you get? B by a is equal to R minimum plus R maximum is equal to R maximum. I am sending this R minimum this way. Therefore R minus R minimum. Therefore what is b by a? B by a is equal to R max minus R minimum by R max plus R minimum. Therefore the ratio of b by a is R max minus R minimum by R max plus R minimum. If you have to find the ratio of a by b, then reverse it. Please remember this result. Okay, well and good. Okay, now see. The body is in uniform circular motion. The body is in uniform circular motion with speed u. Now they want to find the magnitude of change in velocity. They want to find the magnitude and the change in the velocity when the body is rotated by an angle theta. That's all. By an angle theta. Now see here. What is the meaning of uniform circular motion? Now the body is moving in a circular path of radius r. I don't know what is the radius r. Now what is the meaning of uniform circular motion? When the body is moving in a circular motion, the speed of the body won't change. That means everywhere the speed is same. Here the speed is same. Here the speed is same. Here the speed is same u. Here u. Here the speed is same u. And here also the speed is same u. And everywhere the speed is same. Wherever the body is in a circular motion, the speed will be constant. The speed won't change. 10, 10, 10, 10, everywhere 10. That is meaning of uniform circular motion. The velocity may change because the velocity depends on the direction. Here the velocity x-axis. Here the velocity having magnitude u, but direction is y. Here the magnitude is u, but direction is minus I cap. The velocity may be changing, but the speed is constant. Okay. Now initially the body is here. Now after some time the body is making some angle theta. This is the angle theta. Now at this the velocity of the body will be in this direction. This is u. The speed will be in this direction. This is initial velocity and this is final velocity. See here the magnitude is same u and u, but the direction, initial velocity direction is in this direction and the final velocity direction is in this direction. The velocity is the same. That means the velocity is changing. The speed is not changing, but the velocity is changing. Now they want to find the magnitude and the change in the velocity. For what is the magnitude? What is change in the velocity? Delta v. That is delta v is nothing but v final minus v initial. Final velocity minus initial velocity. This is a vector quantity. Okay, well and good. Now what is magnitude? Delta v is nothing but root of V final square plus V initial square minus 2 V final V initial cos theta. Where theta is angle between these two vectors. Now see here. If this is u bar, now semi this is theta. Now what is this? What is this angle? This theta is the angle between the vertical and this line, and this is also vertical and this is the line. What is angle? Theta. Well and good. Now what is this angle? This angle is 90 degrees. Now what is this angle? This is perpendicular to this line. Now what is this angle? This is 90 minus theta. If this is 90 minus theta, then what is this angle? 90 minus theta. What is this angle? This is theta. Therefore, these vectors are like this. This is V initial and this is V final. What is the angle between them? The angle between them is theta. If the body is rotated by an angle theta, then here the angle, the velocity vectors, the angle between the velocity vectors is theta. But here, change in the velocity. Therefore, I can write this one as V final plus minus of V initial. The angle between the VF and VI is theta, but one of the vector is negative. We studied that if I multiply a vector with negative real number, then the angle between them will become, if this is VI, what is minus VI? The minus VI will be in this direction. This is minus VI. If what is this angle? This angle is 180 minus theta. Now you have to find this. VF minus VI. What is the angle between them? The angle between them is 180 minus theta. Therefore you got minus here. Okay. Now what is V final? Magnitude. Magnitude is nothing but U. V initial, V final, both the magnitude is U. Therefore, U square plus U square minus 2. U into E is U square cos theta. Now what is nothing but U square plus U square is nothing but 2U square minus 2U square cos theta. I am taking 2U square common. If I take 2U square common, what you will get? 1 minus cos theta. I am sending out 2U square. It is root 2 U into root of 1 minus cos theta. Is it right? I am sending this 2 outside. Therefore, it become root 2 U square common. U square I am sending outside. It will become U 1 minus cos theta. Now, how can I convert this 1 minus cos theta? Now, see here. Cos 2 theta is equal to, what is the formula for cos 2 theta? 2 cos square theta minus 1. If it is cos 2 theta is equal to 2 cos square theta minus 1. If it is cos theta, then it will become 2 cos square theta by 2 minus 1. Will you guys accept that? Or it will become 1 minus 2 sin square theta by 2. I am using the same thing here. Root 2u under root 1 minus, in place of cos theta. In place of cos theta I am using 1 minus 2 sin square theta by 2. Therefore, what you will get? Root 2u into 1 minus 1 plus 2 sin square theta by 2. Minus 1 plus 1 cancelled off. 2 when it comes off, it becomes root 2. Root 2 into root 2 is nothing but 2. 2u sin square theta under root is nothing but sin theta by 2. Therefore, the magnitude of the change in the velocity is 2u sin theta by 2. That is the answer. Always remember this one. Always remember, if there are two vectors, equal vectors, this is A bar and this is also A bar, equal vectors, A bar and A bar, and if they are making some angle theta, then the resultant will be, what is the resultant? The resultant will be root of A square plus 2A square cos theta. If I solve it, I will get as R bar. The resultant R is equal to 2A cos theta by 2. If the angle between them is, if theta is less than 90 degrees, if the theta is less than 90, then I will get 2A cos theta by 2. Now, if by chance this is A bar and if this is A bar, the angle between them is theta and the theta is greater than 90. Theta is greater than 90. Then the magnitude of r bar is nothing but 2a sin theta by 2. Here also same thing we got, right? This is u initial, v initial, and this is v final. The angle between them is theta. But we are finding delta v. What is delta v? Delta v is equal to v final minus v initial. That is nothing but minus vi. Therefore, I am converting this vi minus vi. What is the angle now? Here the angle is 180 minus theta. That means which is greater than 90. So you got as v initial, the magnitude is u, v final, the magnitude is u. The final, what is the answer? 2u sin theta by 2, because the angle is greater than 90. I think this is clear. If two equal vectors making some angle theta, and if theta is less than 90, then it is 2a cos theta by 2. If the angle is greater than 90, that is 2a sin theta by 2. Please remember these results. Very important. Okay, see this question. The particle is moving eastwards with a velocity 5 meters per second. That means initially the body is moving with a 5 meters per second eastwards. Well and good. Now in 10 seconds, in time 10 seconds, the velocity changes to 5 meters northwards. That means 5 meters per second northwards. This is the final velocity and this is the initial velocity. Now what are you to find the average acceleration. What is average acceleration? The average acceleration is equal to the change in the velocity by time. What is change in velocity? V final minus V initial by time. What is the value? V final is 5. Northward means j cap. Minus what is initial? Initial, what is initial? 5 meters eastward. That means 5 I cap by time, that is 10 seconds. Therefore, I by 2 minus, j by 2 minus I by 2. This is the average acceleration in the vector form. In the vector form, if they want to find the average acceleration, this is j bar j cap by 2 minus I cap by 2. If they want to find the magnitude, then average velocity magnitude, what is magnitude? Root of 1 by 2 whole square plus 1 by 2 whole square. Now what is the value? This is root of 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. There is nothing but root of 2 by 4. There is nothing but root of 1 by 2. What is the answer? Answer is 1 by root. Unit is meters per second square. Therefore, the average acceleration value is 1 by root 2 meter per second square. That's all. If they want to find, leave it. If they want to find vector form, leave it like this. If they want to find the magnitude, find it. Okay. Now see the next question. The resultant of two forces whose magnitudes are in ratio 3:5. I am assuming two forces F1 and F2, and the ratios are F1 by F2 are nothing but 3:5. Okay. Now I am assuming it as F1 as 3x and F2 as 5x. I don't know what is the value of x. F1 has 3x and F2 has 5x. I am assuming like that. Okay. Now, and the resultant is 28 newtons. See, the resultant of two forces whose magnitude and ratio is 3:5 is 28 newtons. That means what is the resultant of two vectors? That is F1 square plus F2 square plus 2F1 F2 cos theta. And this resultant they gave us 28. Okay, well and good. And the angle between them is 60 degrees. That means cos theta is 60 degrees. Cos 60 is how much? Cos 60 is 1 by 2. Therefore, nothing but 1 by 2 and these two cancelled off. Okay, well and good. Therefore, what you will get? F1 means nothing but 3x whole square plus F2 is nothing but 5x whole square plus 3x into 5x is equal to 28. If I find 3x square, that is nothing but 9x square plus 25 x square plus 3 into 5 is 15x square is equal to 28. 9 plus 25 is how much? 9 plus 25 plus 15. 15 plus 25 is nothing but 30, 40, 49. That is nothing but 49 x square is equal to 28. Therefore, nothing but 49 is nothing but under root of 49 is nothing but 7. Therefore, 7x is equal to 28. Therefore, x is equal to how much? 28 by 7 is 4. Therefore, find the magnitudes of each force. What is the magnitude of each force? F1 is 3x, 3 into 4. There is nothing but 12 newtons. And what is F2? 5 into 4, that is nothing but 20 newtons. Okay, it's very simple. They give the ratios. I took as F1 as 3x and F2 as 5x, well and good. Now the resultant they gave us 28 newtons and the angle they gave us 60 degrees. Because cos 60 is 1 by 2. Therefore, in place of F1 keep 3x and in place of F2 keep 5x and so calculate and you will get the x is equal to 4. Therefore, what is F1? F1 is nothing but 12 newtons and F2 is nothing but 20 newtons. I think this is clear. Okay, now we'll see one more problem, small one. See here. Okay, see this question. What is the displacement of a point of a wheel initially in contact with the ground? That means this is a wheel. No, this is a point, some point P. Initially it is contact with the ground. When the wheel rolls forward for half resolution, that means when the wheel is moving forward by half resolution, that means the wheel will be somewhere here. And this point, when it is rotating by half rotation, this point P will come to here. And what is the distance traveled? From here to what is the distance? Half rotation. That means if it is moving half rotation, that means it covers half of the circumference. When this is the wheel, when the wheel rotates one complete rotation, and the wheel will forward travels by one circumference is 2 pi r. The distance traveled by the wheel in one complete rotation is 2 pi r. But if it is half rotation, then it is pi r. Where r is radius. Now they have to find the displacement of this point. Initially this is a point and finally this is a point. What is the displacement? Displacement is the shortest path between the final and the initial point. That means this is a displacement. This is a displacement. How will we get this displacement? See here, this is a displacement. Assume it is r. Now how will we displacement? What is this distance? This distance is how much? This distance is pi r. And what is this distance? R plus r, that is nothing but 2r. That means it is in the form of a triangle. These are, that is nothing but displacement. This is pi r and this is 2r. The further r is nothing but by using the Pythagoras theorem. R square is equal to pi r whole square plus 2r whole square. Therefore, what is r? R square is nothing but take r square common. If I take r square is common, pi square plus 4. Therefore, r mod r is equal to r into root of pi square plus 4. This is the answer. This is nothing but the displacement. This is the displacement. Usually in hurry we will take displacement as 2r, but the wheel is traveling forward also. Therefore, this is the displacement. Okay, what is the angle made? If we assume this is the angle made alpha, what is the angle made? Tan alpha is equal to perpendicular by this. What is perpendicular? 2r. What is the base? Pi r. Therefore, r cancel. What is the angle? 2 by pi. Therefore, alpha is nothing but tan inverse 2 by pi, where alpha is the angle made by the displacement vector with the ground. That is alpha. Okay, I think this question is clear. Now we will see one more. Okay, now we will see Lamy's theorem. Okay, what is Lamy's theorem here? If three vectors are acting on a particle and the particle is in equilibrium, that means the resultant of all the three vectors is 0. That means these are the particle and if three vectors acting on it, F1 and this is F2 and this is F3. Now when these three vectors F1, F2, F3 acting on this particle and the resultant, that means this particle is in equilibrium, that means the resultant of F1 bar plus F2 bar plus F3 bar is equal to 0. If three vectors acting on a particle and this three vectors, the resultant of three vectors is 0, that means this particle is in equilibrium, then I can represent these three vectors as a sides of a triangle. Now see here, this is F3. Now this is F2 and this one is F1. I can represent, if three vectors, the resultant of three vectors is 0, then I can represent these three vectors as a sides of a triangle. And if you see direction is closed, I told you already, in the polygon law I told you, if the vectors are in the same direction, that means the resultant is 0. Now what is Lamy's theorem? Now here the angle made is assume alpha, here the angle made is beta, and here the angle made is gamma. The angle between F1 and F2 is alpha. Angle between F3 and F1 is beta. Angle between F2 and F3 is gamma. According to Lami's theorem, F3 by what is opposite angle? That is sin alpha must be equal to what is F2? F2 by what is the angle opposite? Beta. Therefore sin beta. And F1 by what is the angle opposite to it? That is gamma. That is sin gamma. If three vectors making a particle in equilibrium, that means the resultant of three vectors is 0. Then according to Lami's theorem, F3 by sin alpha, F3 by opposite angle, sin opposite angle, F2 by sin beta, and F1 by sin gamma is equal to all are equal. That's all. This is Lami's theorem. I think this is clear. Or I can use the Lami's theorem in another way. Now see, this is A, B, C. Now F1 by F1, the magnitude of AB, the side is AB. Therefore, the magnitude of AB must be equal to what is F2? F2 by magnitude is BC, and F3, what is F3? Magnitude is AC. Even I can use this one also. I can use by angles, and I can use by using the sides, magnitude of the sides. Okay, or I can use one more. If there is a triangle A, B, C, and along this one there is one vector, that is assume E1 bar, and along this AB there is one more vector, that is E2. What is the resultant of E1 and E2? The resultant will be somewhere here, that is E bar. Now I can use the same thing in Lami's theorem as E1 bar by what is the side? The side is AC, on E bar representing the side BC, E bar by BC, and E2. What is the side E2? E2 is representing the side A. Therefore, E2 by A. Isn't this clear? Lami's theorem. If F1 bar plus F bar plus F2 bar plus F3 bar is equal to 0, that means the vector sum of all the three vectors is 0. That means the resultant of three vectors is 0. Then I can use the Lami's theorem. This one formula, and by using the triangle F1 by magnitude AB is equal to F2 by magnitude BC, or F3 by AC. All these three are equal. This is one formula. Or I can use one more formula, this one. E1 by AC, E2 by AB, and E by BC. I can use this. This is also one more formula. I can use any of these three vectors by using for solving the problems. Okay, now it's one problem using this. Okay, see here. These are two strings, and these two strings are balancing a weight of mass m. And the tension in this string is T1, and in this string the tension is T2. And this string is making some angle 37 degrees with the vertical with the wall, and this is making some angle 53 degrees with the vertical. Now, therefore, they told to find the relation between T1, T2 and downward force is mg. They told to find the relation between T1, T2 and mg. Now, how can I find the relation? I can find by using the Lami's theorem. This point is in equilibrium. This point is neither moving down, it is not moving up. Therefore, this is in equilibrium. Therefore, if the three vectors T1, T2 and mg, these are three vectors. These three vectors are maintaining a point at equilibrium. That means I can use the Lami's theorem. What is that? Mg, this is mg by what is angle? We will assume it is alpha. Sin alpha. Now what is T1? This is T1. T1 by, assume this is beta. Sin beta. Now what is this? This is T2. What is the angle opposite? That is gamma. Therefore sin gamma. Now I have to find alpha, beta and gamma. Now see. How can I find alpha? Now I am drawing a vertical. This is a vertical line. And if this is 53, then what is this angle? This one and this angle are alternating angles. Therefore, these are also 53 degrees. Now, if this is 37, what is this angle? This angle is 37 degrees. Therefore, what is alpha? This whole is alpha. Therefore, alpha I got as 53 plus 37 degrees. Okay, well and good. Now I got this alpha. Now I got this alpha. This is 37 and this is 53. Now how can I find beta and gamma? Now see here. I am drawing a horizontal. Now what is this angle? This angle is 90. And what is this angle? This angle also is 90. Out of 90, 53 is gone. What is the remaining angle? 37. Here out of 90, 37 is gone. What is the remaining angle? This angle is 53. Now what is this whole angle is beta. Now what is beta? Beta is nothing but 90 plus 37. Therefore beta is 90 plus 37. Now what is gamma? This is gamma. Gamma is equal to, this is 90 plus 53. 90 plus 53. Now I got the alpha, beta, gamma values. Now you can find it. Now see here. Now what is alpha? Alpha is 90 degrees. Therefore sin 90 is. Now what is beta? Sin. What is beta? Sin 90 plus 37. Sin 90 plus 37 is nothing but cos 37. Now gamma. Sin 90 plus 53 is 90 is odd multiple of 90. That means sin will become cos. Therefore cos 53. Now what is the value of cos 37? The value of cos 37 is 4 by 5. And what is the value of cos 53? 3 by 5. Now sin 90 is 1. Therefore use it. mg by 1 must be equal to t1 by cos 37 is 4 by 5. And t2 by cos 53 is 3 by 5. Therefore mg is equal to 5 t1 by 4 must be equal to 5 t2 by 3. Now use first these two equations. What you will get? t1 is equal to how much? 4 mg by 5. Now these two use first and third equation. What you will get? t2 is equal to 3 mg by 5. I got the relations. I think it is clear. I simply am using Lami's theorem. mg by this angle, mg by opposite angle, mg by this opposite angle, and t1 by this angle beta, and t2 by this angle. Beta I got as 90 plus 37, and gamma I got as 90 plus 53, alpha I got as 37 plus 53. Now I got the values and I got the value. I got the relation between t1 and t2. I think this is clear. Okay, we'll wind up this video. In next video, we'll see about the dot product and the cross product of the vectors. That's simply the scalar and the vector products. And if you guys have any doubt, it may be 11th class, it may be 12th class, please mention my mail or my WhatsApp number, which is given in the description. Within 24 hours, your doubts will be clarified. Thank you.